So now that we can do custom variations, I wanted to go over Shang Tsung because he's a character I've been wanting to main for the longest time. But I always felt like his tournament variations were very bland to me. Like I'm not really like a real like keep away guy, and I feel like his variations very, you know, really catered to like keep away, and I never really was a fan, so I never really mained him. Now that we can actually create our custom variations for ranked, I'm definitely gonna be maining him, and I'm gonna share with you guys my favorite combination or my favorite build for him. Okay, so in my opinion, the best abilities that you can equip for him is the Telly Lift, so the Air Lift, right? I gave him that. It's a really good move. I mean, you know, it's a launcher. You know, it's an amplified for a launcher, and it covers a lot of space. Like, look at that space. It's a really good footsies tool. So if your opponent is like, you know, jumping from this range and you just preemptively throw this out, they're gonna get anti-aired. It's a great anti-air. And look how much range it covers. Like, that's a lot of range. Like from right here. Like anything, if they try to do anything from this range, they're gonna get lifted. You know. So it's good for that, and it's, you know, like I said, it's a launcher, so if they get anti-air, you know, get some damage. And it's overall just it's a really good move. Also, what I gave him is a slide. Right, the slide is very powerful because, you know, it gives you like, you know, a full screen like low check. Right, you could check them with the low. You know what I'm saying? That's good. Having a slide is very good, no matter, you know, in any situation. Also, I wanted him to keep the 50-50 he gets. So in Soul Eater, what makes Soul Eater such a an interesting variation is you get the 50-50 from his back one, right? With his back one, you can like do the overhead, or you can go into the slide. So it kind of gives you like a little bit of a mix-up off of his back one, like a little 50-50, a little mind game, right? So I wanted him to keep that. I mean, even though it's, you know, it's pretty risky because that's -21, I mean, they still have to respect it. It still gives the opponent something to think about, you know what I'm saying, when you're, you know, in back one range, right? It's still something, you know, having a mix-up or a 50-50 is good in any capacity, right? So I wanted him to keep that. And I wanted him to keep the crushing blow. He gets another crushing blow with the slide, so I wanted him to keep that crushing blow. More damage, right? And the most important ability I gave him, and I think it's gonna pretty much be like the standard ability that almost every Shang Tsung is gonna want to put in his kit. And I mean, the main thing Shang Tsung has always dealt with is lack of damage. Like in Warlock, he struggled with damage. Soul Eater, he kind of struggled with damage too. But this ability, the enhanced corpse drop. So I gave him the explosion corpse drop. So now when you amplify it, instead of it being a low that just pops the opponent back, it actually launches. So now you get a launcher right there, and that opens up so much things for him. He gets so much more damage because of this, because of his enhanced course, this modified corpse drop. He gets access to so much more damage. So now this is some, with all these abilities equipped, you pretty much have one of the most highest damaging characters in the game. If you get hit with a 4-2, you're gonna eat a lot of damage if you don't break away. Even if you break away, like, you're still gonna eat like 28%. And if you don't break away, you're gonna eat 30%. So regardless, you're gonna eat around 28 to 30%. And I'm gonna show you the combos he gets. It's actually pretty silly. So if you equip the enhanced corpse drop and the telly lift, Like, he gets ridiculous damage. So this is what he gets for 1 bar, right? %, 1 bar, right? That's pretty good damage, right? So for 2 bars, remember the telelift, you can amplify that, and they can turn into a launcher. So this is what he gets roughly for 2 bars. %, 2 bars. Crazy, right? And that's not even like the most you can get. You can actually throw in another jab after the telelift launcher and get, like, you know, a little bit of extra damage. I think like 43, but it's tight. It's really tight. It's really hard. So I wouldn't recommend going for it. It's gonna take me a while to get this. Oh, okay, there we go. 43%. So that's like the maximum you can get, but I wouldn't recommend going for that jab. It's pretty tight. It's a really tight window to get that jab into the uppercut, especially online, so I wouldn't recommend doing it. Just I mean, it's not too crazy hard, but yeah, it's not crazy hard, but online I wouldn't recommend. I'll just go straight for the uppercut, but that's just me. You know? Right? See right there? Dropped it right there. So I'll just go for that, right? Also, you can also go into the soul steel. Right, you can go to the soul steel, go into a stand 4 into the soul steel. That's another ender you can do. And also, one thing I wanted to show about the slide. Now in Soul Eater, the Soul Eater variation, the timing was a little tricky off of the super kick into the stand 4 into the slide to get the crushing blow. I'm sure a lot of Shang Tsung players will know that, you know, you had to get the stand 4 pretty early so you can, like, you know what I'm saying, get it far enough so you can get that maximum range and to get the crushing blow. But what's interesting about the modified corpse drop is it pretty much gives you a way to consistently get that crushing blow. So to do it, you'll do it something like this. Now that is very consistent. So I'm gonna try and do it like 3 times in a row. Very consistent. And it's very easy. It doesn't matter like how low or how high you hit the stand 4. Like, it's always gonna be consistent. The corpse drop pretty much puts you at perfect spacing to get like a point blank stand 4 into the slide, and that crushing blow will hit almost every time. See that spacing? Like, that's perfect spacing to get the maximum distance slide, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, you know, I think that's gonna be his best kit. You are kind of sacrificing like the zoning because you're not getting the ground eruption, but with the ground eruption, you're just really sacrificing so much damage. I'd rather just you know have the force lift. You know what I'm saying? The force lift is a really good footsies tool by itself. I mean, look at that. Look how much space that move commands. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like serves the same purpose as the ground eruption. As you know, the ground eruption is kind of like, you know, a zoning tool, but you can zone out with this. You can kind of like, you know, control the space with this, and they have to respect it. You know, and if they don't, they're gonna get anti-aired and they're gonna, you know, eat some damage. You know what I'm saying? Oh, one thing to note is that the corpse drop does not combo after everything. Of course, it doesn't combo with, you know, stand 4. The only thing it really combos into is forward 2-4 and back 1-1. Right. It doesn't combo into back up 4. Right. So with those, you're gonna have to go into like heli lift. You know. Right. So you are gonna sacrifice damage with other strings, but if you hit them with a 4-3-4, I mean, they're gonna eat a lot of damage. You know. They're gonna eat a lot of damage, right? And let's go with the crushing blow. Right. So I mean, with these abilities, he just becomes a powerhouse. I mean, he just does crazy damage, and you can kind of like still do his like little mix-up game with his back 1. So yeah, that's gonna be my build for Shang Tsung. Once the patch drops, I'm gonna be using this variation, this custom build, and I hope you guys like it, and maybe, you know, you can take this for your custom build. And yeah, like I said, I hope it's helped, and see you guys in the next one.